So I usually use my iPad to like read comments when I do these live streams, but the battery's dead, so I'm gonna have to toggle back and forth between the game and the screen a little bit. Last time we were mowing, and so we're gonna run back down here and finish up our mowing. Saw they updated the developer version of Seasons mod, so went ahead and put the latest in, and as well as there was a Midwest, some changes to the temperature and in lighting. So I implemented those changes. So I'm just gonna get back to our mowing here. And then we'll probably end up doing a little bit of spraying. So, anyways, today's Friday. It's usually a good day to do a live streaming. Yesterday there was quite a few people, over 100 people, like 120 people watching yesterday, which is surprising, but yesterday pretty much all we did is we did a little bit of mowing on this field, and then we plowed up a new field that we bought that was fresh out of CRP. So we're still in the 4755. Burning up some fuel, mowing some grass for cows. I haven't put the fermenting silo script in yet, so I still have to do that. It's one of the goals for the weekend, so I could start making silage. I'm not really a fan of the whole silage bunker system. I feel like that's something you would see I mean, you see that in Wisconsin quite a bit, but that's on for the larger dairy farms that usually have those, because they have the four-wheel drive tractors, typically more than one. Not necessarily new, but I mean, they do have the four-wheel drive tractors they use with the blades. And we're talking dairies with, three to 600 dairy cows. They usually have concrete slabs where they pack their silage, but for a lot of these smaller farms, they have the concrete and harvesting silos that they put their their feed in. They grind their feed and store it in there. They put their haylage in it. And this farm in real life doesn't have any space for a bunker. They use the silos, so. Anyways, pan out here. So, quite a few people watching right now. Just getting started. After we're done mowing this field, we can A, mow another one, B, ted what we've mowed, or C, start spraying some fields. I might use my 6R on the sprayer just because it has a little bit narrower wheels set up for row crop, where these wheels aren't necessarily set up for 30-inch spacing. The nice thing about running any kind of dairy or animal operation is there's always so much to do. Like, you gotta take care of your crops, then you gotta take care of your hay. And hay by itself is a whole different set of tasks. And then obviously if you're gonna do traditional silage or haylage, I don't have a pull type chopper yet. It's definitely on the books to being built. I don't think it'd be that I could really use a lot of parts from or the choppers that are already in game, like, so I don't have to model a whole lot. And then the chopper bodies itself is, you know, essentially a bunch of squares and rectangles with a little bit of detail thrown in there. But the body paneling covers up most of the detail, so you can build it pretty quick with minimal detail and it'll still look pretty decent. But it'd be nice to have a corn head and a pickup head. I mean, I'd probably use the pickup head more than the corn head, just because the way this game does not like working with under 3 meters. It starts acting funny with the number blocks. You can bump up the number blocks in the i3D map to get it to act a little bit better. You know, instead of 1.5 number blocks per square, you can like bump it up to like 3. You get a lot more density and it lags your frames per second, but at least it acts a little bit better in game. In the main menu with 17, you can actually adjust the graphics profile you want to use. Like, if you want to increase the viewing distance or terrain distance or density and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily need to change the map for every PC. This cloudy weather looks like it's about to rain. It's on the forecast until 2 days from now. And it's coming up to the last couple passes on this field. See what you guys are up to. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like they were saying, CRP land is just a program that you get, the government will pay you, or I'm not sure what the specifics. I know, like, my parents, when they put our woods into it, they didn't make any money from it, but they didn't have to pay as much tax, property tax. How it works with farmland, I'm not quite sure, but I imagine it's something similar. Oh, I do have a little strip left. I'm not sure if it's a state or a federal thing, but I seen there's a lot of ag land in Wisconsin that goes into that conservation. I'm not too sure about Minnesota, but it's literally like here in the northwestern part of Wisconsin, it's like 50% of the fields are in some kind of conservation. I mean, if land isn't productive, why even farm it? If it's so wet, or if the yields are low, or if you own the land and you want outrageous rent or something and no one's willing to pay it. Try to keep the local grain prices high or higher. Alright, so we have 2 more hay fields we can mow. I'm not really sure what happens if we do any kind of field work if it says wet field, because it's going to rain in like 2 days, so. I'm going to top this guy off with fuel. See what you guys are saying. Alright, yeah, so you guys actually do get paid. For woods, I'm not sure if it's a CRP program, but it's a program that's similar, where you can't do anything, you can't develop it, you can't touch it, it just has to be preserved, which I mean, we don't do anything with our woods anyways, so. But I think they put it in a 20-year program, so you can't sell or develop it. You can only take, you can't, I don't think they let them take any kind of woods out for, trees out for like heating, stuff like that either. Well, gonna hook this thing up to the sprayer at least. Take a break from mowing. I backed this in funny. Forgot. Seriously, who backs a sprayer in like this? Oh, I don't have that's why I was using the other charger. I don't have a high trailer hitch on this yet. Oops. So we're gonna use this thing for our spray tractor then. thing is full. Kind of miss the ability to spray herbicide and fertilizer. So we're gonna buzz onto these fields over here first. So I went on Jake's server last night. Definitely a missed opportunity for some live streaming. That was a pretty hilarious what we were doing last night. I'm not sure if fertilizer affects grass. Like if I spray our hayfields, because I have field terrain underneath. I'm actually going to save this course. For our mower. We could easily rent a bigger sprayer, have the co-op come down and spray all of our crops for us in about 2 minutes, but I don't even think we could afford to rent a big sprayer at this point. The way the rental rates are at the dealership. Need to sell some more milk. Anyways, it's a good day to be at the computer here. It's super nasty rainy outside. It's like rainy and humid. It's like the worst type of weather. And it's cloudy. It's just like depression outside. Kind of looks like the weather in game here, except it's raining. So we are in mid-spring. We're doing 12-day seasons. So I'm not sure if our crop's gonna grow. a stage or two during this. Because technically this is supposed to be field work and planting, but since this stuff has already kind of grown. One thing I want to do is I haven't used that sprayer add-on script yet, but the way I understand it is you have to edit the XML and the i3D, but then you can have suction control shut off. And it will turn your sprayer off in the areas that you've already sprayed to save product. We don't have a manure spreader either. It's gonna need to pick up one of those. Looks like our max speed on this is 7, so figure out what you guys are doing. Yeah, of course I have an American sprayer. I built the 44 Patriot and I built my 4045R John Deere sprayer. Both with 120 foot booms. And my John Deere has a tri-spreader block option on it too. Actually, I'm kind of curious how much it would cost to rent either of those. If I come over to sprayers. So I have my 40. We could do Susi tracks. So we get 21. So technically we could. But then we'd have to rent the sprayer for it too, so no, we can't. A Patriot. No, can't. We could do the in-game one, but this thing sprays so slow. We could have the DN that could broadcast. It's only 9200, but that's dry fertilizer. Yeah, so I don't think we could actually afford it anyways, so. We're just a poor farmer. So our crops aren't. Let this thing load for a bit. So we're just actually putting down the first application of fertilizer in here. It's 17 needs, 28 also needs our other two hay fields. growth. This is like our... What color is that? It's like this color? So it's got a ways to grow. So good thing we're putting down fertilizer on this, because this thing's going to need 2 more applications. I don't think we're going to get... We might be able to get 1 more. I think the next growth stage for this, these soybeans, our wheels are going to start wrecking the crop, so we might actually not be able to get any more unless we're willing to lose some crop out of it. I mean, we have enough acres of beans planted anyways that I think we get a 10% boost in yield if we spray, but we're probably going to lose 10% more of our crop by spraying it, so it really doesn't pay off. Unless we can keep our same tram lines when we spray again and get, when we spray twice, get 20% boost and only, still lose 10%. Might be worth it. See what you guys are up to. How do you make edges smoother? Just go slower. Take your time. Let's see what else is going on. This guy's kind of clueless. What can you do? I don't think people understand how many mods I've actually built and released. Like, I don't think they actually comprehend that amount of time and effort. I think we're gonna hit a tree with our booms here. I'm always baffled by how some of these other YouTube channels that contribute nothing have so many subscribers, and those that do contribute don't have very many. I'll never understand how that works. I understand YouTube's like an entertainment thing, but I'd expect there to be some kind of correlation. Like, I see some people that have literally zero talent whatsoever when it comes to the modding aspect of this game, and they're doing mod reviews, and they literally have no idea what they're talking about. They have a bunch of subscribers. It's like, I don't understand how that even works. I like to think I'm a pretty smart guy, but I don't think I'll ever understand that. So I'm going to try to give our field 28 a little shot of chemicals. I'm going to try to use Courseplay. So I'm going to start down at the southern part of this field. I haven't used Courseplay on this map yet, so hopefully it works. Be pretty cool if it did. Still have the swaths I had from the last time I mowed this field. So what we do is we calculate our field path. This is field 28, so save it under field 28. Fertilizer working with is 17.5, load 28. Starting quarter southeast is where we want to start. That means we'll end up in this corner somewhere when we're done, probably. Direction, we want to go north, the long headlands. Let's do 2 headlands last. So this icon will show us our field perimeter. This icon will tell us if we're trying to seed. Doesn't really say how much we're going to spray, but when that's all done, go to generate our course. Could do a little visualization here. We're going to start there and we're going to stop there. I wouldn't mess around with this because we're not doing anything special. Refill. Fuel save option activated. Turn on field. Alright. So we're just gonna trample a bunch of our grass here, but that's fine. We already got one cut on it still in the field. I guess you can click return to first point if you want them to come back to where you started. Anyways, this guy is going to do a couple passes. You can watch him on this map. It's a pretty cool little feature of Courseplay, is the interactive map it has. Downside of Courseplay or any kind of hired workers cost you like 2,500 bucks an hour. I don't know why it automatically turns on the lights. Maybe we can never turn on. Nope. Map deactivated. Name only. Name and course. I don't know much about the debug channels. So we can actually just zoom out and watch this guy do work for us. That guy's gonna do work. So this field over here, I'm gonna have to cultivate it, smooth it out. These fields, I probably won't even buy these. These things are too small to even messing around with. So you can see we have this field left to spray. This is an interesting little field here. It's got like a little path coming back here, and this is like all swampy, crazy land. This would be a nice field to own. Another small hay field here. This has to be the most bizarre field I've ever seen. There's a couple funky little fields on this map, but this has got to be like top 5 weird field layouts. I like these fields, and then there's the guy actually has a tree in the field like this. Can't imagine like why he wouldn't just cut that thing down. I ended up putting a little path up here so I can get between these two hay fields. I'm sure there's one in real life, but that way I don't have to drive all the way around and get through this gate. So I'll be able to access both of these fields a little easier now. Got the grain train ready for harvest. Whenever that's gonna be, I don't know. I'm guessing sometime in summer, maybe fall. This guy's doing his headlands now. This guy's burning through so much of my money. Yeah, Q&A video, maybe. I mean, I've never done one of those before. That would probably be a decent live stream video. I mean, I'd probably have to like schedule it. Maybe not. Maybe one of these days. I feel like a lot of people that watch my videos have been subscribers for a long time, so they know everything, but, you know, my channel has grown quite a bit over the last couple years, so. So this guy has 2 more passes to go. I'm tempted to get a self-propelled sprayer just so we can move on from this. Maybe take out a little loan, an operating loan from the bank. Pay it off as we get some more milk here. If we look at milk tank, we have 8,200 liters of milk, so I'm not sure what the milk price is. Maybe like $1.50 a liter. So we can maybe take out like a $20,000 loan, rent a self-propelled sprayer, and take care of the rest of our crops. I think we're gonna do that just to speed things up here on the spraying. I mean, this little guy is doing work, but still. Oh, interesting. This guy's not even using any of our spray. Hold on. Curious why he's not using buy. Try that. Oh, that's all controlled by. There we go. We're losing money because he was buying fertilizer. Now he's using it. Durr. Yeah, I have no idea if spraying grass does anything, but I do have field terrain texture underneath, so maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe Seasons mod does something different with yield. I couldn't tell you one way or the other if it does or not. But we're spraying it anyways. Neighbors think I'm crazy spraying my hay. So this is actually a house I converted over. It's kind of a cool house. I liked it. Um, from the 3D warehouse. So put that into Blender and made the windows light up and stuff. Alrighty, so this guy's done. What I want to do is I'm gonna rent a self-propelled. So it's either got to be the John Deere, the Case, or the New Holland. New Holland's kind of slow. I can haul ass in the John Deere, I know that, as well as the Patriot. I think the actual co-op here in Osceola has a 4035 or something, 438. Whatever the mid-level sprayer is. So you guys are gonna have to let me know which one you want. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and decide which one we're gonna use then. Gonna burn through a lot of money, but that's fine. Borrow 20 grand. Run over to our sprayers. Select, lease it. And then Sushi track or flotation. We'll just do, screw it, let's do the Susi's. Lease it. Alright, so enter. Here's our beast machine, 4045. Loading. Beautiful. So I personally like the wide tracks. This thing is gonna take care of our fields in no time. thing just looks mean. This thing took forever to model. Never making another sprayer again. I'm not sure if I have very many videos of this thing in 17. But the nice part about these tracks is they're narrow, so I could spray my crops in any kind of grow stage and it won't wreck it with that crop destruction. So I'm actually going to change my settings. I'm just going to have Courseplay run this thing. So I'm going to have to change this back fertilizer so he'll buy it. And this is field 26. We can get by with white headland. Do headland last. Picture of our field. Shouldn't take very long at all. This thing's got so many lights on it, it's awesome. Turn speed, heck no, let's bump that up. Let's bump this thing up to like 20. Activate that. Boogie. Nice. Uh-oh, it's frozen. We got an error. Oh my god. Max turning radius. Uh-oh. Courseplay. So I'm gonna have to investigate that error. Never had that before. Anyways, I'm gonna have to end the stream here and figure out what that issue is. So thanks for watching.